Hi everybody, welcome back to Spyro the Dragon. We're going into the town square. This is the last level in the artisan world, at least that we can access right now, as far as I know at least. And this is one that makes very heavy use of something that you are going to be doing a lot of in this game, which is gliding from one platform to another, and they get increasingly far away and precarious as you go on.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the L2 and R2 buttons to get a good look.
So yeah, you heard the man. Gotta do that, but first go get the gems, of course. So yeah, I like the gliding, the flying in this game. I've said in the last one that like this game in a lot of ways is sort of right up my alley in terms of its gameplay mechanics, and Spyro's moveset and how the worlds are set up and all that stuff. Excuse me, I was yawning. But the flying can be a little bit finicky because sometimes they'll come up to the edge and not go up, as I've talked about before. And there is that part over there, and fun fact, I never got up there on my first playthrough of this game. I did not know how to get up there, and I guess I won't try to explain now because you can't really see where the thing I'm going to be talking about is yet, but you will in a minute. And that part fucked me up the first time I played through the game because I didn't know that there was going to be a gap with the water that kills you, and so I was just sprinting right there. I thought it would be like a ramp, and I just ran head first to my death like an amazing dragon boy. Anyway, I like this level though, it's neat. I guess I should mention, not that it will matter to anybody watching this after the week that it's uploaded. Yeah, I'm late. So I started late already. I started this on Tuesday rather than Monday. And I was just gonna do, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for this week instead. And then do Over the Hedge on Wednesday and Friday. But, yesterday I was just in no mood to record the game. It's not the only reason, but one of the main reasons was that I started my day like 20 minutes after I got up. I was doing the dishes and a glass fell and broke and I cut my hand on it. And I won't say it's pretty bad, but, requiring more than just, like, a Band-Aid, because I've cut myself on glass before. Yeah, I just, like, felt stupid, and then I also broke a picture frame, which sucked. And yeah, so that was my problem. I would just keep doing this, and this is the way that you're supposed to get up here, just from this platform, jumping off and going over. You just have to start flying at the top of your jump and not swerve like an idiot. And here's another one of these bitches that has dragon eggs. I don't think there's one of them in every level. I mean, certainly not in like the flying levels, which we haven't done any of those yet. And probably at least most of the boss levels, I would imagine, because there are some levels that like very clearly, once you've gone through them, like when I played through them, I couldn't see any other place where you could put certain things, so I just assume that not all of them have them, but I don't know. Once again, I'm going to be mostly relying on other people, and I probably will be looking at a guide soon, because I would like to get and show off as much of the game as I can. I just don't know where everything is. I don't know what I am looking for all the time.
Thank you for releasing me.
That guy really didn't have the... I feel like the one named Thor should have a bigger thing than just the thank you for releasing me. But yeah, I've been like really drinking some dumb bitch juice lately because this is like the 4th glass thing I've broken in the last couple weeks. the third and fourth, the glass and the picture frame. The picture frame it was late at night and I was trying to kill a bug. There's a bug on the wall, the one behind me in all my webcam videos. And, so I went to kill it, and it went behind one of the picture frames at the last second, and I knocked it over, and it knocked down, like, 2 other picture frames, and completely... It shattered the glass of 2 of them. One of them is salvageable, though. One of them just fell and is fine. And then another one, like, the frame itself also broke. So I'm gonna be, and you know, they were Liv's. Liv paid for them, so I'm going to be reimbursing her for new picture frames, because I'm a big dumbass. I don't know what is wrong with me, but yeah, it was kind of a pain in the ass. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So the reason, so it wasn't just that I felt like a dumbass and was like, in general, just had a couple, like bummy couple of days because of a number of things going on, but, and a chief among them, just the state of the world. I don't think that's too difficult to understand, that, like, just in general, there are some days where I wake up and I'm like, I really do not have the motivation to even do the things I like doing. So, yeah, there's some days you just want to waste away on Twitter and Subway Surfers. That's what me and Liv have sunk quite a few hours into the mobile game Subway Surfers, which she is very good at. She contends that she is not better at me than it, because I currently have a high score than her, even though she had a higher one than me for months. And the only reason that I got as high a score as I did, just today actually, I broke 1,000,000 points, which was nice, and not something that I expected. The only reason I did it is because I didn't notice that ever since I got the game, like, I'd been collecting achievements. And oh yeah, this is how you get up there. I was right, this is how you do it. I was just doing it shitty, like the other thing. But yeah, I got all the gems in this part. Yeah, it turns out I was just shitting out of my doo-doo ass when I first played this game, and, like, I was correct how I assumed you had to do everything, but I couldn't... I would fuck it up, like, 2 or 3 times, and I'd be like, alright, well, I guess you don't do it like that, because I'm not doing it correctly. But anyway, but yeah, the only reason that I did is because I didn't know that there were, like, achievements that gave you keys, which are, like, your saves. Because, you know, it's like an endless runner game, so if you get fucked, then you can use key to keep going. And you also collect a bunch of hoverboards, which I knew I was collecting them, but I had no idea what they did. I didn't know how to use them, but if you double tap, you get a board, and it, like, protects you from crashing for a certain amount of time. And so that was the only reason I managed to get 1,000,000, is that I just stocked up on 1,000,000,000 fucking saves, so every time I fucked up, I could just keep going. And I had 99 boards, so, you know. So that's what we've been sinking a lot of time into. But yeah,
Look how our treasure has been turned against us.
so it wasn't just that I was, like, droopy and depressed yesterday, but also, the reason that there is no Over the Hedge for this week is because of where I cut myself on my hand, and I have, like, a butterfly bandage and gauze, and it's all wrapped up right now, and I, can't really comfortably operate a controller at the moment, or the keyboard. Like, I tried to play a game with keyboard controls, and I was like, I mean, this is fine, but I still have to, like, spread my fingers out a little bit, and, like, at least for these first, like, couple of days, I should be limiting the movement of this hand as much as possible. So, I only had that one Over the Hedge video recorded, so I'm gonna miss it this week, but I have parts 2 and 3 of this game ready, so I'll just put 3 up tomorrow, and then, you know, by the beginning of next week, we should be all good, and I can give you all the things. Because, yeah, I am going, if it wasn't obvious, I'm going to continue Over the Hedge. People in the comments actually seemed pretty excited that I was doing it, which is nice. That's all I really wanted. I just wanted to know that, you know, at least some people aren't going to be like, this game is boring, or like, I don't want to watch this, or whatever. But anyway, yeah, these soldiers will hide in the tents, and they show you their buttholes if you burn the tent, which I think is pretty funny. Very racy for an E-rated game. Or is this... Is this game old enough to have been rated KA? Because I know Crash Bandicoot was, but I think this I think this game, I think it's 1997 or 98, and I think that was after they did KA. Let me see. It might be KA. I'm just Googling it now. Okay, it was rated E. Alright. Yeah, I think they stopped KA in like 96 or 97 or something. It is a dumb rating, to be sure. But anyway, yeah, so this is the second world, Peacekeepers, the second sort of overworld. It's very large. Much bigger than the last one, and they really get, like, if not bigger, like, navigating them gets a little bit more elaborate, and the enemies get more difficult to deal with. But this is pretty much, like, it's just how I played the game the first time, and I think it's the easiest, where I just go through at least as much of the overworld section as I can, just getting all of the dragons, getting as many of the gems and enemies as I can, and just showing where all of the worlds are, and then I backtrack and go. I try to do the levels roughly in the order that they show up as you go through it. And yeah, I might as well get Gunnar out of here, who I didn't mean to
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the
free.
good work,
And I believe that's
you'll
Clancy
fulfill
Brown.
your
When I was playing through this the first time,
destiny. Toast those enemies
oh
and
yeah,
collect the
those
treasure.
I just want to kick some and got cut off. Yeah, rated E for everyone, right? Or putting this toilet shit in our kids' heads. I'm gonna do, like, maybe I'm gonna make, like, a separate account, and I'm gonna, like, pose as one of those moms that's really mad about, like, SpongeBob, that thinks, like, the stuff that's in, like, G-rated movies is just, like, potty filth, and that children are depraved. Which is such, like, an old hat way of thinking about kids, because now kids are, like, outwardly and proudly terrifying. Like, the generation younger than me is just, like, out and out, like, fucking crazy. And before, it was such quaint stuff, like, oh, they're playing that Satan board game or whatever, and now they're, like, you know, I was gonna say downing drones with laser pointers. It's only in Hong Kong, unfortunately, but anyway. Yeah, here's a key thing. I don't know if I've gotten one of these yet, but they're filled with gems. That's it. I don't know where most of them are in most of the levels, so hopefully now that I am apparently, like, I do feel like I have a better grasp of this game now that I've played through the vast majority of it once, which, like, you know, makes sense. That's how playing a video game works, but, yeah. Also, I feel like I've cut myself off, like, 4 times. I feel like I was saying something earlier, and now I don't remember. But yeah, if I haven't said it already, this game makes me have to go back to my, like, childhood sense of, like, when I played Battle for Bikini Bottom as a child, where I would just be, like, looking around every corner, and, like, checking every little nook and cranny for hidden secret stuff. Because there are many of them in the game, and a lot of the times, if you do, like, not exemplified by what I just did there, but if you do see, like, a little outcropping or a thing that you can go to, like, very likely it is something that you need to get for some reason or another. And yeah, lots of stuff for you to smash here, which is nice. And Sparks is coming in clutch, getting me these gems. I never got this egg thief the first time. I don't know what they're called. I don't know if they have, like, a name. I know that everything in this game has a real name, I just don't know what it is. Like, I know that the green boys are Norks. I think they're all Norks. They're all, like, versions of it. Except I think some of the later enemies are called Fools, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know what the Egg Thieves are. I just call them Egg Thieves, so there's that. But yeah, I know the main enemies are Norks, but they all, in my head, I just refer to them as frogs. I'll call them Pepes. Anyway, this is a pretty huge level. There's a lot of flying around, and there's a lot of, like, places that you can fly to from other places, and just a lot of hidden shit. And just as a heads up, the rest of the video is me wandering around this level, because, I mean, there's some parts where I'm kind of just, like, backtracking to get back to where I wanted to go before, because there's a lot of branching paths and stuff. But I didn't really feel like cutting it out because it's just the level, and I don't know, fucking. If I had cut out the parts where I'm running around, it really wouldn't have made that much of a difference in the time, and I probably wouldn't have time for a whole nother level in this video, like, without making it absurdly long. I kind of want to keep these under 30 minutes or even under 25 if I can, because, like, GTA 4, I don't mind doing longer videos because it's a long game, so I feel like I need to pack in a lot into each video, and that's why they're very heavily edited. But with games like these, like, if I'm fucking up for a really long time, then I'll cut it out, but, like, otherwise, I'm just trying to be chill. I'm just trying to grill. This guy's beefy. Oh yeah, I was gonna say something about Clancy Brown. I recognized his voice as at least one of the dragons, but apparently he plays like half of them, and there's only like 2 voice actors in this game, and by 2 I mean like 5, which makes sense. Spyro, in at least the first series, is ooh, a purple gem. Those are pretty rare. I like those. I love the gems. Best part of the game by far is the gems. Yeah, I mean, you know me. I love collectibles, and I especially love collectibles that are different colors with different values, and I like watching number go up. I think there's something in all of us, in many humans, that enjoys watching number go up. When you're doing something and it makes a number, there's some visual representation. I mean, no better evidence for that, I think, than social media. I mean, that's a huge part of it. It's not just, like, the social validation of, you know, people, either actual friends or people you have, like, a weird parasocial relationship with, approving of what you're saying, like, reinforcing whatever you think or feel, and not just, like, your political opinions, but, like, what you think is funny, or what you think is, like, a good tweet. It's not just that reinforcement, but it's also just watching number go up. It's, you know, getting likes, because, I mean, I'll be the first to admit that if I post something, especially on Twitter, and it doesn't get any likes or responses, I'm deleting that shit, even if I think it's funny, because I'm not gonna have people think that I'm, like, saying things that lots of other people, or even, like, 3 people feel like acknowledging. So it's pretty pathetic. But see, video games, I think, are a very healthy outlet for filling the watch number go up impulse. And I think the worst incarnation of this is Wall Street / capitalism and, like, finance dudes, because they do the same thing. It's like some people, you know, some rich people, they actually have, like, a political agenda where they're like, oh, actually, you know, like, I've developed this whole political theory about how setting up the world so that me and all my friends get to win is actually the way that makes the most sense if you think about it. That's basically what neoliberalism is, as, like, an actual theory, not necessarily in practice. But and then there are some rich people that are just careerists, and, you know, they would act the same way if they were in, you know, real estate or the media or whatever, and some of them dip into all of them. But for the most part, they just want stature, they want people have to hang out with them, stuff like that. And, you know, those people are usually the ones with, like, the least likable personalities. But then, and because, like, the political system and our economic structure in general just very much incentivizes and encourages and rewards, like, empty, cynical careerism and, you know, just, like, a ruthless, what do I want to call it? Self-promotion, I suppose. Anyway, but then there are some rich people that literally, they're just in it because it's a game and they want to win. You know, they want to get the high score. Like, Warren Buffett is the best example. He's, like, one of the richest investors ever, and he has a shit fuck of money. And, people are always, like, and he's always saying, like, I really don't need this money, like, I give it away, a pretty putrid amount of it in comparison he gives away to charities and shit, like every billionaire who wants to not admit that it is immoral that they have that much money, but he has literally said, like, oh yeah, no, they're like, well, why keep investing? Like, you don't need more money, and you don't even really want it, like, you're not using it. And he was like, oh, I just really like watching, I want to see how high the number can get. I just want to see, I'm pretty good at investing, and so I just want to see how much I can do. And it's like, you could have an outlet for that desire that doesn't, like, that isn't predicated on, like, the poverty and misery of millions of people, and you know, doesn't directly, you're not benefiting directly from, like, a horrible system, but, and that's video games. Just play fucking Spyro or Subway Surfers or Donkey Kong or something, and just get all the bananas, get all the gems. Or Subway Surfer, it's an endless runner, so if you're worried about, well, I don't want to get all of them, like, if there's, like, in Spyro, there's, like, a set number of gems, so I don't want that, because then what happens when I get all of them? Then, you know, I'm just left with me and my mind and my thoughts. And to that I say, you know, then you go into stuff like Endless Runner, or like Cookie Clicker or something, you know, there's plenty of virtual, and they are as real and as meaningless as stocks and as investment. You know, like, investing in private equity is honestly, like, more of a weird fantasy world for people who like watching number go up than Cookie Clicker is, where you know, you can buy 4 billion ovens to make you 16 quintillion cookies per second. Like, that's ridiculous, but at least it's just, like, for funsies, and you get to, like, touch all the pretty cookies, and, you know, you don't have to, like, take over whole countries, or just in general, like, deal in this machine that just, like, churns humans into paste. I don't know, you get what I'm saying. Warren Buffett should get into Cookie Clicker, is my whole shtick. But yeah, I was gonna say earlier that Spyro's voiced by Carlos Alazraqui, who is another, like Clancy Brown, one of the most prolific voice actors in video games and TV. I know him primarily as the voice of Mr. Crocker in Fairly Odd Parents. So, there's a little fun fact for you. Anyway, we're gonna return home in a moment, I think. Yeah, I didn't get that dragon over there. I'm sure I can. I haven't finished the world yet at the time of recording this, so if people tell me before, like, Monday how to get that dragon, I'll do it. Anyway, see you next time for more of this.